be streaming today. Okay, that's right. Hello everyone. Welcome to XLR for Tier 1 Round 9. We are in Spa today. I was not expecting to be streaming. Oh dear. I'm doing it again. 2 days in a row, how fun. Yeah, and hopefully I will have a co-com later on, but I don't right now. Oh, and it's raining. I'm sure the drivers will love to have rain. Right. I think voting's rigged it. Right. It's Inter's interesting. Who's going to be the first out? No one starting to come out yet. I was not expecting to be streaming. I have nothing ready. I had nothing ready for streaming. Oh dear. Sneaky with this. Right. Someone gonna do something? I think everyone's building their wet setup. Oh! Martinez is the first driver out. Okay. We have some action finally. Martinez is the first driver on the track then. And he's the only driver to risk the conditions. I don't know whether they're going to change it all, but for the time being, it's wet. And not much is changing by the looks of things. I don't know, I can't get like a weather update. Who's that out? Voting. So we've got Voting and Martinez as the first two on track. Ooh, these conditions are sketchy. Martinez is really struggling, even on an outlap. These don't look like very fun conditions for the drivers. Right, this can either go two ways. Either are we really exciting, or ice drifting. Martinez drifting his way around the middle sector here. He's got absolutely zero regret. Oh, he's gone round. That's one way to warm up your tyres. Let's check on board with Voting. Going to be coming up to this area where Martinez is. Seems to be struggling a lot less than the Alpine driver. How's Martinez doing? Oh, he didn't drift that corner. I'm proud of him. He did one corner without drifting. Jack's looking at the wets. That's an interesting decision. Alright, Martinez working his way up Radion. He's kind of kept in a straight line. Let's see what he does into the chicane. He keeps it nice and tidy. So I doubt any of the drivers are pushing 100% in these conditions, considering the nature of them. But I'm sure they want to gather as much data as they can about the conditions. I have no idea about the sector time, so I wasn't paying attention. Oh, can he get himself navigating through the middle sector? He's not drifting this time, unlike in his previous lap. So 22.7 for Martinez. It's a 23.2 from Voting Web. So Martinez is actually quicker in the first sector, as we have a yellow flag. So that Power GT and Jack's genuinely gone with the wets. Jack has genuinely taken the full wet compound. I can't see that working out for him. Martinez goes fast with a 33.5. Not 33, 53.5. Martinez a 53.6. So there's not too much difference between them. Next to the line is Jay-Z in the second Mercedes, with a 54.3. And I have no idea who behind is on a push and who's on an outlap. That Aston Martin's Jack. He's on an outlap. And so is Power GT is theoretically on a push lap according to the game, but he's clearly not. There's a Haas coming up at speed behind him, that sneaky lagger. Coming into the bus stop chicane now. What will he do in his Haas car? Sneaky lagger posts his time in, and it's fastest by 0.6 of a second. So very nice lap there from the Haas driver. And that is, who's the other McLaren? Sweatback Flame is just finishing a lap, which puts him P2. No idea if the wet, the race is dry or wet. I'll have to ask. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that quali's very much not dry. Zackus Beast has just begun a flying lap. D10 is invalidated his lap. That's Liam Bullwalder there. There's a Red Bull, that's fuzzled to the line. P5 for him. It's a nice solid lap from the Red Bull driver. Martinez goes fastest with a 52.5. Second lap proving to be... Who the hell is that? Who is that? And El Plan puts the third fastest time. And that's a tech support with a big slide over the line. Almost into the barrier, almost out of the session. Shakos, 52.7. Is that Jack finishing his full wet run? Let's see what he does up to the line. Jack iMac posts in a... the slowest actually competitive time that we've seen so far. Power GT goes to P5. Not a bad lap from him in the Alpha Tauri. Sneaky Lagger is just beginning a flying lap. Is that Martinez again? No, that's the other Alpine. That's Zackus Beast coming to the line. Just crawling through the last chicane there. Not taking any risks at the moment, which is fair enough. Although it does see him P13. Alright, D10 going to post his first valid lap of the session. He set another one, but that was invalidated. And D10 puts his Aston Martin to only P12. The Aston Martin seeming a bit off the pace here in qualifying. Is that Liam Bullwalder up to the line? Yes, it is, and it's only P16. I think he's only starting to push now. I'm not sure on that one. Cheeks is... No, that's a Ferrari. Andy goes P2. I can't work out these car colours. Oh, that's Martinez getting out of the way of a Mercedes of Voting Webb, who's just beginning a flying run. There's like 5 cars crossing the line, and Shakos goes fastest, as he does. That's Alfa Romeo. I think that's Teeks up to the line. He's in the pits. There's a Williams of Rocky just starting the flying lap. The other Williams of El Plan is going slowly. Jack Imac on his wet compound is apparently 3 seconds down. So, and we are seeing him into the pits, most likely getting rid of those wet tyres. We're also seeing Jay-Z come into the pits, and who's that? Power GT? Yes, Power GT is into the pits. Haskar, Sneaky Lager coming into the pits. Alpine. Zakic's Beast is not coming into the pits. He's finishing a run here, and he's 7/10 up on his previous best, but he can't improve. He only gained a 10th in the end, so he stays 14th. Sweatback Flame is just beginning a flying run, or possibly just ending one. I don't think it's going to dry up in quali, but it'll be a dry race. Oh, Tech Support sets a purple final sector. Let's see what he can do in the Alfa Romeo here. Did I say final sector? Because I meant middle sector. I think the conditions are slightly improving, but they're still not amazing. Tech Support through to the bus stop chicane, up to the line. Also has Voting Webb finishes a timed run, which is only good enough for P9. Tech Support goes P2, just under a 10th slower than Shakos in P1, so that's a very nice lap from him. Rocky on his first run of the session, that's good enough for P13, which would see him through if if everyone else doesn't improve. Most likely he will. Zakic's Beast is not pushing. He's not using ERS, I don't think. Someone who also isn't pushing is Sweatback Flame. Who's that? Aston. Is that D10? Yes. Is he pushing? No, he's like half throttle. Like, is Liam Bawalda pushing? Maybe. Yes, he is. That's a purple middle sector, almost 2/10 up on his previous best. So most likely he made a mistake in his final sector. Let's see what he does. In the final sector, he's got that Aston Martin in front of him, who's going to hope that gets out of its way or doesn't slow down too much. D10 goes on to start another lap as Liam Bawalda, a race winner last week, puts himself P9 with a 53.2, just ahead of Voting Webb. Tech Support there is... That's going to be an in-lap, I assume. Yeah, Tech Support comes into the pits. We've got a Williams. Is that a Rocky? No, it's El Plan. He's on an out lap. So he's just starting a flying run. As is Jack Imac. That's a Mercedes into the pits of... both Mercedes, in fact. Jay-Z and Voting Webb. Sneaky Lager starting a flying run as well. Pow GT beginning a flying run. Right, D10 and Liam Bawalda are both on... I think D10's on a push run, Liam Bawalda isn't. What can he do in his middle sector? He is down on his previous best. So he's most likely not going to be improving, instead heading to the pits. The track is not getting any drier. As tech support retires, as does Andy, I'll be in the pits. They're confident with their laps. I thought they'd crash like they did in Jeddah. Alright, so I don't think we're going to see many more faster times. So if that happens, then our championship leader Jack Imac will be out in Q1. Hearts need an invite. There you go. Right. Here goes Jack for another flying run. I'm not entirely sure why people are still going for more runs. It appears that the track isn't getting any drier. I'm just staring at the pit lane for some reason. That's Rocky is on an outlap, so Zach's Beast will be also on an outlap. So is Jay-Z and Voting Web. Jack Imac is on a push lap. Let's follow him on his bid to get himself into the second part of qualifying. I think he just made a mistake with the tyres going out on the wets at the start of the session. That's probably what's cost him. Jack Imac to the middle sector split. He's 2.6 seconds faster. That would be enough for him if he can keep this lap together. Let's see it through. Blanchimont, he's gone very wide. He's understeered a lot there, but he's kept it within the white lines. That will have cost him time, though. He's going straight on at the final chicane. And that is his lap over. Jack Imac could be out in Q1. Good. So this is the absolute final run for him. And Teeks is getting held up by him as well. Teeks has gone very wide. That will be his qualifying done. He's getting out of the way of the Haas. That is Sneaky Lagger, I believe. Indeed it is. Right, Sneaky Lagger through there, but I'm really focused on Jack Imac. He's 6 tenths up through the first sector. He can go into the no-name corner of turn 8, I think, and into Puon. How quickly is he prepared to take it in these conditions? He takes a lot of curb. That is a nice line from him in these conditions, making the most out of the track. Through the hairpin to end chicane to end the middle sector. What his time? He's 2.7 seconds faster this time. So let's hope for his sake that he can actually keep his lap going this time and not lose it all at the final corner. At through Blanchimont, where he went very wide last lap, he keeps this a lot nicer this time. Does he keep it nice and tidy at the bus stop chicane? Yes, he does. Gets it rotated. And accelerating up to the line. Jack Imac is through into Q2. There was a scare for him. but it shouldn't matter too much because he's nice and safe in P4. His teammate D10, can he do the same as his teammate? On the run to the line, D10 goes fastest. Wow. So both are through here. Liam Bewolder posts it P3. Zakis Beast is done. Are we waiting for anyone? No, we're just waiting for Power GT to retire. Or for fully enter the pits. Right. Now we just wait a bit. Right, so our Q1 order then. D10 in the Aston Martin, going top late on. Followed by Shakos, Liam Bewolder. Then the three British drivers of Voting Web, Tech Sport and Jack Imac. And Pau GT, Martinez, Andy, Sneaky Lagger, El Plan, Fuzzle, Sweatback, Zakis Beast and Jay-Z. And then out in Q1 is Rocky and Teeks, two Tier 2 drivers reserving for us today. Right. Q2. So about to get underway then. Eventually. Right, Q2 is underway now. So let's see if the conditions are any different. They look fairly similar. And everyone is on Inter still. So I don't think much has changed from Q1. Who's gonna be the first out this time? Looks like it's gonna be Jay-Z, or maybe Sweatback, or okay, it's a McLaren of Sweatback Flame that is the first out, closely followed by Jay-Z in the Mercedes, and D10 in the Aston Martin. Interesting to see if Jay-Z chooses to go for clear air or to back off and let Liam Sweatback set the benchmark. Very sketchy condition still. Liam Bewolder is looking at the full wet tyres. That is the same mistake that almost cost Jack Imac the chance to get into Q2. So is Liam gonna do the same thing and risk not making it to the second part of qualifying? I do not know. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, he is. He's going out on these wet tyres. Liam Bewolder is going for the wets. Right. First driver is now a Haas car. So that's Sneaky Lagger. Yes, it is. It does look like the drivers have more grip than they did in Q1. Sneaky Lagger's not waiting around here. Does he think that it's gonna get the rain's gonna get heavier? I'm not sure, but he's not waiting for the other drivers. He's completely clearing past all of them. Tech support is still in the pit lane, so if it is gonna get wetter, then tech support could be screwed. Right, Sneaky Lagger is now starting his first flying lap. So this is really our assessment of how much grip there is on the track. So he seems to get it rotated quite comfortably through the first corner. And now flick up Eau Rouge now up Radion. It's completely flat for him. That says quite a bit about the conditions now. It is starting to dry up. Right, into the chicane. It's a 31.6 in the first sector for him. And for Sweatback Flame, it's a 32.1. So Sneaky Lagger is about half a second faster through the first sector. Alright, getting it through the hairpin. A bit of understeer and then some oversteer on the exit. But he keeps it facing in a straight line, which is always a positive. Now through Puon, it's a bit slower than we'd probably like. I felt like maybe he felt like he should have had a bit more grip there. Like getting it through the chicane. I don't really know what to say about that chicane. And now fairly quick right-handers. He just about keeps that within track limits. A 23.4 in the middle sector from him. And it's a 21.9 from Sweatback Flame. So Sweatback clearly has a lot more downforce than Sneaky Lagger does. But let's see how it pans out across a full lap. See, like, can he get it stopped just about? Gets it rotated for the final corner. Another blast to the line. Sneaky Lagger sets the benchmark with a 54.1. That is slower than what we saw in Q1. And Sweatback Flame does a 52.3. Jay-Z with a, I don't know, 53.7. D10 be the next to the line, does a 52.4. There's a yellow flag. Someone has messed up their lap. It's a 52.7 from Voting Web. I believe it was an Alpine, possibly a Martinez. Yes, it was, as he sets a 55.6, and he goes fastest with a 51.9. Jack Imac does a 52.3, slotting in nicely ahead of his teammate. Power GT comes to the line with a 52.9. Fazal does a 52.8. And Zakis Beast will not be doing a 52.8. He does a 53.9. And El Plan's the next to the line. Oh, he really messed it up through the final corner. It took far too much curb. It's a 53.5 from El Plan, but we'll know he can do better. Liam Powalder does a 55.0. That is the slowest time we've seen by quite some margin. Shakos does a 51.7, which is the best time we've seen by quite some margin. And that appears to be pretty much everything done for the first round of qualifying. And as Martinez is going for it again, which he quite possibly could be doing. Sneaky Lagger was down on his personal best and not pushing. Jay-Z is also, yeah, even if he was pushing, he's just invalidated his lap. Right, whereas on Martinez then, as he sets a purple middle sector. So that's the fastest middle sector we've seen all qualifying. No, just all session, sorry. And Zakis Beast has gone around, and as has Voting Web, all are in the same area around Puon. I don't know if that was Jack Imac, probably was. Gets out of the way nicely of Martinez, who runs up to the line now with a 51.5. That's a very nice lap from him. Possibly the track is starting to ramp up again. Oh, that's an Alpine round. Is Zakis Beast stuck on the curb? He is. He's been disqualified. Zakis Beast has been disqualified after getting beached on the curb. And Zakis Beast is out of qualifying. I don't think you can get red flags in qualifying. That's El Plan going very slowly off the track, getting out of everyone's way. Alright, Liam Bewalder into the pit off those wet tyres. Alright, and El Plan is coming in as well. As I got stuck on the curb, that's unfortunate for him. Let's see. Do we have anyone else pushing? I don't think so. Voting Web has invalidated a lap, but he could be going for another one after this. That's Fuzzle going slowly. Is he pushing? No, he's invalidated. It's time. We've only got one Alpine remaining now, and he is top of the table. And going very slowly as well, getting out of the way of the other drivers. Now what I'm interested to see is Voting Web coming in. Yes, he is. Alright, okay. Right, tech support is fastest in the middle sector so far. So let's see what he can do into the final chicane. He's shown some pretty good, pretty promising pace so far this session, on this qualifying. And he gets it, slightly misses the apex, but he does get it rotated just about. Tech support to the line is a 51.4. That's the fastest time we've seen so far. Right, Zeke Lag is on an out lap. So pretty much everyone's either in the pits or on an out lap, or on an in lap. I don't think anyone is pushing at the moment, which isn't particularly exciting, but it's just the way things go. Yeah, Martinez definitely isn't pushing. And tech support has just invalidated his time. Alright. Alright. So a lot of drivers trying to save their tyres, so they have some spare. Jack Imac has just started a flying lap. Now let's see, down into the Eau Rouge and Radion. And up the Kemmel Straight. Through the Lacombe chicane. It's almost 2/10 faster for Jack Imac than his previous best. That would see him only past Sweatback actually, but he can still improve in the other sectors. Through the hairpin and into No Name, Jack Imac seems to be getting more and more confident throughout the lap here. Now into Puon, is he gonna take it nearly flat? No, he's not. It's not even close to flat. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. Like only like 2 or 3 cars in history have taken it flat. Gets it through the middle sector very nicely indeed for Jack Imac. Let's see what his time is looking like. It's looking like it's a second up. That could see Jack ahead of tech support if he keeps this going as he is. Through Blanchemont and towards the bus stop chicane, will this see Jack Imac take the top of the table here? Gets it stopped, hits the apex nicely, gets it rotated through, and the run to the line. Jack Imac goes to the top of the table by 4/10. That's a very nice lap from Jack. Are we seeing Martinez pushing? No, we're not. Shackles and Andy are on their outlaps. D10's on an outlap. Voting Webb's on an outlap. Jay-Z's on an outlap. Is there anyone that's not on an outlap? I don't know if Sneaky's pushing. He's losing ERS, so I assume he is. There's a lot of traffic ahead of him. This could get quite messy if they don't get out of the way nicely for him. Actually, no, he's not caught them, so it's not an issue for him. Sneaky Lagger, as someone. Tech Support's just gone P2. No, Tech Support was already P2. I don't know what's happened. Sneaky Lagger goes P2, in fact. Martinez is confident with his lap. D10 is starting flying lap. Who's the leader of this pack? Is that Liam? Indeed it is. Liam is almost 3/10 up on his previous best. That's not much considering he did a wet run. But I feel like the middle sector is where he'd really gain on his previous lap on the full wets. So let's see. Gets it through the double right-hander. And indeed, he is 2 seconds faster. That would only actually see him around where Fuzzle is. So that isn't safe. He needs to go even quicker. Through Blanchemont and towards the bus stop chicane. What will Liam do in this qualifying session? Potentially one of his last runs of the session. Liam up to the line. Liam goes P8 there, with indeed one of his fastest times of the session. His fastest time of the session, but possibly what could see him through. But I wouldn't count on that, as Shakos goes fast with a 150.9. That just shows how the track is improving. Is that voting Webb to the line? It is, but he's invalidated his lap. Andy is coming up to the line. He's over 4/10 up on his best, but it's only enough for P5. Tech Support is not on a push. Tech Support's qualifying is done then, or is Q2 at least. He should be safe. Someone that isn't safe right now is Power GT. So he comes to the final chicane and up to the line for Power GT then, and that puts him P7 for the fastest final sector that we've seen this session. Jay-Z comes to the line as well. What can he do? It's only enough for P12. Jay-Z is out of qualifying. Fuzzle is in danger, as is Voting Web and Sweatback Flame. Liam Bewalder isn't very safe either. If any of them improve, Liam Bewalder is into the drop zone. And L Plan is also on the cusp, so we could see some shock knockouts here. First across the line is Fuzzle, who's gone very wide, but he's somehow kept that legal. He's probably lost enough time. Yeah. Fuzzle to the final 2 corners. Let's see what he can do. Does he get it stopped? Yes, he does. Does he hit its apex? Kind of. And now Fuzzle up to the line. It's not enough to get Fuzzle out of qualifying. And now the last person that could knock Sweatback Flame out is Voting Web. Can he do it? Yes, he can. He's just about safe. Actually, no, by 3/10. But he's only P10. And Liam Bewalder is out in Q2 here. Wow. So seeing the dismissal of Sweatback Flame, Liam Bewalder, Fuzzle, Jay-Z and Zachis Beast, who got stuck on the curb and couldn't continue. Ooh, that was quite a Q2 session. Oh. Alright, got Q3 coming up. Top 10 shootout for our top 10 drivers. Okay, I think we are actually going to see Alex coming. Hearts, no. Just straight up no. Alright, that is the end of Q2. And now is Q... And now, oh dear. We wait for Q3. And it's still raining. Probably not as much. Why is Xbox Game Bar recording? Stop. Thank you. Right. Who are we gonna see first out? Who's it gonna be? Ooh, Martinez. First out from Q1 as well. Andy's also going early. But I think Martinez is coming out first. So a race between the pit garages, but it is indeed Martinez who is out before the German. Interesting. Some drivers have run out of fresh sets for Q3. That will be interesting to see who's got some spare sets left and who doesn't. Did I just unplug my mic? No. Yes, he's going to win the race of first to DNF. Honestly, I think he will win that. No, no, either you or Jack will be the first to win that. Someone's sliding all over the place. That's sneaky. That's one way to warm up your tyres. Liam Balwalder has left the session. That is very interesting. I'm sure that definitely wasn't. That would never have been voting kicking him. Definitely not, because he was fed up of... I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. But... okay, first driver out on track is still the Alpine of Martinez. Let's see what he will be able to do in the session. Someone that I'm slightly scared of is Jack Imac, but we don't need to worry about him after like 3 laps in the race, so we're fine. If he gets pole by a minute, then we just wait for like 5 minutes and he'll turn in too early and hit the wall again. Alright, Martinez will be the first to start a run. Gets it into La Source. He hits braking point, gets it rotated. Bit of sliding on the exit, but nothing too severe. How committed is he gonna be up a route and Radion? He's completely flat to the floor. Right, coming up to the Lecombe chicane. And let's see what Andy can do in comparison. Andy goes even faster with a 31.7. Sneaky Lagger does a 31.5. And Jack Imac does also a 31.5. Was that the exact same first sector at time as Sneaky? Jack Imac did a 31.531. Sneaky Lagger did a 0.541. Alright, right. Martinez has invalidated his time, so the first to actually set a lap will be BRT Andy. And through the middle sector, it's a 21.4. For Sneaky Lagger, it's a 21.5, but he's invalidated his time. So Sneaky Lagger will also not be setting a lap this run. On to the brakes. Does he get it stopped? He misses his apex. But it's not the end of the world for him. He gets the run. And he goes fastest with a 51.5. Jack Imac will be the second to go across the line. And he does a 50.8. Half a second to Andy of all people. That's a very impressive lap from Jack Imac. El Plan is going to be the next to the line. And he slides with the rear. What does he do? He does a 51.2. Possibly Andy's lap wasn't amazing. Pow GT does a 52.3. Shakos does a 50.6. Knocks Jack out of the park. D10 invalidates his lap, I believe. And Voting Web's coming straight back into the pits. Wonder why he's doing that. I don't know, we'll have to find out. Possibly he got damage or something? I don't know. And tech support is being weird and only just starting an outlap because he's tech support. He's been very out of sync to everyone else in like all the sessions so far. Martinez has invalidated his time again. And so is Sneaky Lagger. I don't know if anyone's pushing right now. I don't think so. Alright. D10 can't be pushing, I don't think. No, he is. He's trying to. I don't know if he has enough fuel in that car, but he's trying to push. Because Shakos pushing. What's Shakos be pushing? He's got a fuel light on. Shakos is pushing, oh dear. This will be scary. No, he's 2.5 seconds down, never mind. Right, D10 will probably be the only person to set another run. Or well planned, trying to work out which way to go to get out of the way. But he does work it out. D10 through Blanchimont. He keeps it within the white lines. And onto the brakes for the bus stop chicane. He slightly misses his apex. Oh, he's coming into the pits. I don't know if he lost the rear or if it's just a plan thing to come into the pits. But El Plan also pits. Tech support is starting his flying lap. Alright, let's just go with tech support for now, because no one else other than Voting Web is on track. And Voting Web is on an outlap. It gets it rotated through turn 1 very nicely there for him. And now down towards Eau Rouge and up Radion. He does lift off a bit and downshifts. Now to the Camel. I said nothing. To the Camel Straight. It's 31.4. According to the game, that's purple. Is that actually purple? No, it's not. Oh, he's gone round. Tech support has gone round, and he's just about still in the session. He's lost his front wing and his lap, but he's still in the session. So I guess that's a positive for him. So the next starter lap, because no one is now on the flying lap, will be Voting Web in the Mercedes. Tex will have to go pretty quick if he wants to actually get a lap in here. I'm not sure if he'll be able to. No, I don't think he will, because it's a minute and a bit. Tech support will be P10, P9 at very best. If voting unless, so he's not going to get a lap if he pits, unless he decides to set a lap with no front wing. he won't get a lap in the session. Game, that is not a purple middle sector from tech support. He had a spin. That's not purple. I think if I was in tech support's position, I'd close out the lap just so he has a lap on the board. Because he's not getting that in and out in the time that he's got. But he's attempting it. Alright, voting web is on what will most likely be his one and only flyer. Possibly he'll get a second one. Maybe if he... No, he won't get a third. What am I saying? Tech support retires. So tech support has embraced it. He's not setting a time in this session. Alright. Voting web through the middle sector. Seems to get the car rotated nicely through there. But not through that last corner. So a 20 something something. Now into Blanchimont with voting web. Is he going to post some rapid time and shock everyone? Probably not. On the brakes for voting web. Gets it rotated through the final corner. For his first lap time of the session. It's P5 at most likely at best for him. The person that randomly joined has now left. So that's a good thing. Is voting web pushing again? He is. So we're going to be seeing 2 laps from voting here. The sun's starting to come out. Power GT improves by half a tenth in the first sector. Martinez will be the next across the line. I think he's finishing a lap. Martinez does a 50.9. Drops voting web down to 6th. And he might be able to go for another one. I'm not sure. Sneaky Lagger has an invalid lap time. If I was in this position right now, I'd just make sure the lap that he posts is valid, because it'll be the only one he does. Jack Imac is on an outlap. D10 is on an outlap. So Power GT is indeed, he's half a second up as well. He will be the next to the line, and this is his only lap time in the session. Let's see what he can do. He's half a second up at the moment, which would not quite see him ahead of voting web. But it'll be tight with him if he doesn't find any more time. But let's see what he does up to the line for Power GT. It is P6, 2/10 clear of voting web's time, who is improving by about 2/10. So it'll be very close to see whether voting web will go. He's gone a bit too deep, but he's just about kept it and not lost too much time. Can he displace Power GT? No, he can't. Voting web is 7th at best. And Shaq, no, that's Andy. Andy is the next to the line. Andy goes fastest by 0.6 of a second. Wow, that's a very good lap from Andy. El Plan is trying to get the power down. He's struggling a bit. El Plan goes P3. Jack Imac is fastest, but is improving by almost a full second. This could be a very scary lap time, but Shackles is improving by 0.8. Oh dear, this could be a very, very good lap from Shackles. Sneaky Lag goes P2. That's a very nice lap for the Haas driver. Shackles goes fastest by a further 0.4 to his teammate. But can Jack Imac trump that? No, he can't. It's only P2. And D10 across the line improves by, but not much. P7 for D10. Wow, that was quite the Q3. And Shackle said that this is worst track. And he's on pole. That's just Shackle's things, to be fair. Alright. So our top 10 here Shakos in the Ferrari doing what he does. Then Jack Imac, Andy, Sneaky Lagger, El Plan, Martinez, D10, Pal GT, Voting Web, unable to hook a good lap in, and then tech support, unable to hook a lap in at all. Right. Voting Web has lost its Aqua Web status. Wait, is Alex going to be able to get the opportunity to start? I don't think so. Because he's not joined yet. I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to start. It doesn't show him online either. Possibly he's just showing offline. Oh, it's dry to wet. Oh, he didn't get to race tonight. Oh, I just invited him anyway. Oh well. Apparently we can have a dry to wet session here. That will really mess things up towards the end. Or it could get spicy at the dying stages of the race. Not XLR, not Aqua Web. Right. What time did voting say? 8:37. We got another 4 minutes. Wait. Let me. I don't have the podcast ready. I'm a failure. Spa-Francorchamps. Right. I have it now. The Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, French pronunciation. Wait, we need to hear this. The proper way to pronounce it. No, that's just the French pronunciation Wikipedia article. Oh well. Frequently referred to as Spa, is a 7.004 kilometer, which is 4.352 miles long motor racing circuit located about 8 kilometers southeast of Spa, Belgium, in Stavelot. It's the current venue of the Formula 1 Belgian Grand Prix, hosting its first Grand Prix in 1925, and has held a Grand Prix every year since 1985, except 2003 and 2006. Not entirely sure why they'd do that. It's a very good track. Spa also hosts several other international events, including the 24 Hours of Spa, the World Endurance Championship 6 Hours of Spa. That doesn't make grammatical sense. It is also home to the Uni Royal Fun Cup 25 Hours of Spa, one of the longest motor races in the world. The circuit has undergone several redesigns through its history, most extensively in 1979 when the track was modified and shortened from a 14.1 kilometer circuit using public roads to a 6.947 kilometer permanent circuit due to safety concerns with the old circuit. The old circuit's pretty class if you've ever driven it on Assetto Corsa, by the way. Problems and renovations. Due to the introduction of the Television Without Frontiers Directive in 1989, tobacco advertising and sponsorship on television were banned within the EU from 1991. Formula 1 faced a major threat regarding races in its historical European heartland. Due to these political and legislative circumstances, the Grand Prix at Spa was left out of the 2003 calendar as a response to the internal tobacco legislation in Belgium. The event was tagged as a world-class event within the National Senate, and thus it was saved for the 2004 Formula 1 season. The final bus stop chicane was reprofiled for 2004 with an additional sweep to the right. Spa was dropped from the Formula 1 calendar in 2006. The organiser of the event went bankrupt in late 2005, That was an awful voice crack. And therefore, the planned improvements to the racetrack and paddock had not yet been made. The Wallonia government stepped in and provided the necessary funds, but too late for the 2006 race to take place. With a new financial backer, the renovation started on 6th of November 2006 and finished in May 2007, costing around 19 million. Formula 1 returned to Spa for 2007 with a modified track layout. The bus stop chicane was moved back towards Blanchimont and the source hairpin moved forwards. This allowed more space for the new pit lane and gave a longer start-finish straight. And we are starting. Okay, I did solo podcasting. I'm just gonna fill up I'm gonna get water because you need to stay hydrated, especially when it's like 30 degrees in the UK. It's definitely not that hot, but it feels like it. Wait, apparently the formation laps off. I need to check this. Okay, it's on. Good. Formation lap is got on. I don't have to worry. Right. Tires. Shackles, Jack, Andy, and Sneaky all on the mediums. El Plan Optimus for the hards. Martinez on the softs. D10 and Power GT on the mediums. Voting and Tech Sport on the hards. Sweatback and Liam on the mediums. Fuzzle Jay-Z on the hards. Zakis Beast on the mediums. Rocky and Teeks on the softs, and Hart supposedly on the softs if his game isn't bugged. Alright, Right, oh, there goes Jack. Just going flying past, want to get to his grid spot nice and early. Like, you can't see a thing with this camera angle. Okay, there you go. If I go with Andy, we can actually see some stuff. But why will we need this camera angle? Like, sideways on? Why do we need a sideways on camera for a race start? Oh, okay, Martinez has a nice angle. A few drivers missing their grid boxes. Oh, from Voting Web, it's lovely. Actually, it's a bit far out. Let's just go with Martinez. Hearts is supposedly back in the race. Why aren't we going to lights out? We've got the green flag. Why are we not starting? Game? Hello? Why are we not going? Everyone's on the grid. I think Hearts has messed everything up. Restarting? It's like, what was it? It was like 2000 and something in Austria. Where they all jumped the start because the lights didn't go off. We've had this again. Oh, the hell is happening now? What on earth is going on? As soon as voting left, it's now starting. Nah, voting left and it started. Okay, we're restarting anyway. Alright, that's fun. We're doing a lobby restart. Podcast episode 2! Right. Modifications. A new asphalt runoff was added to the inside and outside of Le Combe for the 2010 race, in line with the prevailing trends at other Formula 1 circuits. Prior to the 2013 race, drainage grooves were cut into the asphalt on the start-finish straight underneath the first 11 grid slots. Drivers were initially concerned that this would affect grip at the start. And now everyone has fresh tyres and all that stuff. In Eau Rouge and Radion safety concerns, oh dear. In Spa-Francorchamps tenure as a permanent racing facility, after it was removed from the public road network in 2000, there have been multiple accidents in the Eau Rouge/Radion combination. In the day and age where safety is paramount to many racing organisations and governing bodies like the FIA, these crashes, some which noteworthy ones are listed below, opened up public debate whether the Eau Rouge-Radion combination was deemed unsafe. Criticism centred around the nature of the tyre barrier in the runoff area of Radion, which tended to bounce out of control back onto the track rather than collect them. In October 2020, the circuit announced that gravel traps would be placed at Le Source, Radion, Blanchimont, Les Combes and Stavelot. The runoff areas of some corners, including Radion, would be expanded. It was part of an €80 million upgrade to the circuit that would make it able to host motorcycle races. The upgrade will also include a grandstand at the top of the Eau Rouge-Radion hill. The upgrades were completed in March 2022, ready for the FIM Endurance World Championship race due to be held in June. The circuit also shortened to 6.985 kilometres as Jackie X Corner is bypassed in favour of a shorter section with more runoff for motorcycles. I need an invite. Voting web. I need an invite. Voting web. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention any of these because they're a bit sad. Like, I don't want to mention all those things that it's talking about, because although it's factual, I don't think it's the sort of thing we want to talk about. Voting web. I need an invite. Come on, voting web. Voting web. There's still time for Alex to join. Hi. Uh, 18. Are we missing anyone? No. Besides maybe Alex. Okay, weather's on custom, so that should be. I am bored. I am too busy waiting. I think I'm going insane from all this waiting. I want to know what the temperature is, because it feels like it's 30 degrees out here. 24! That is a lot hotter than 24. And it's supposedly only 20 right now. It's definitely more than 20 degrees. I'm gonna check what it is in my room, because it's definitely more than 20 degrees. Yeah, it's 30 degrees in here. 31.5 to be exact. That is far too hot. And we're just sitting here doing nothing as well. And I'm in this like hot, sweaty chair as well. This isn't very fun. Voting's doing the grid. Right, we're going, finally. That took far too long. How's my Discord just crashed? I mean, I don't need my Discord, but yeah, it has. It's genuinely just crashed. That's kind of funny. My Discord just crashed on me. I don't need it tonight, but it's kind of... I just got a Discord jump scare from the stupid Discord loading thing. Right, hopefully we don't have any bugs this time. Oh, it's far too hot wearing headphones in this weather. But I don't have anything else I can use. Oh. Whoa. I've already completed the podcast as well. There's no way he's left Formation app on. Yeah, it is off. Alright, how long until we go? We've got no formation lap now, so that's always fun. Right, we go in. No formation lap, so I don't know what tyres everyone's on now. I guess we'll have to do that mid-race. And I need to try and find half-decent camera angle too. Because knowing Spa, I won't get a good one from Shakos. I'll have to go to like the back markers to get it. Alright, come on. Why is there a cable car over the track? And why am I on board with Shakos? Okay, to 5 red lights then. For the Belgian Grand Prix, it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start as usual from Shakos. And then Jack goes around the outside, but he's gone in a bit too deep. There's contact. Jack's still on the outside. There's a bit of contact with Shakos. Jack actually gets himself up into the race lead here. Followed by Shakos and Andy. Sneaky Lagger and Andy are going to go side by side through a region up at Radion. Someone's gone very wide in the background. I think that's D10. Here comes Shakos on Jack Imac. He's going to try and get that race lead back. But he's not fast enough. Here comes Sneaky Lagger. He's so much quicker. He's on the inside of Shakos. He's almost spun round. We've got shoulder cam, which is very annoying. El Plan on the outside of Sneaky Lagger gets widened onto the runoff area. Liam Walder on his inside and goes Pow GT. Can he get himself ahead of El Plan? No, he can't. Voting Webb's dropped all the way down to 16th. That's not what he'd want here. D10's also had some form of incident as he joins back into the session. I think he was the one that we saw going very wide at Eau-Rouge and Radion. House gets past the Aston Martin driver. Textbook can't quite get himself ahead of Sweatback. Alright. Yeah, it was quite the first lap. And Jack Imac has already opened up a second to Shakos. Wow. Not much to report on. Sweatback Flame trying to go around the outside of Power GT. And tech support's there as well. Can't put all his focus in front because he needs to focus on behind. Teeks and Fuzzle have made a bit of contact. They're both still facing the right way somehow. Zach is beaten now on the inside of Teeks, but he breaks very early. Teeks goes in a bit too deep, but keeps his 13th place. And Fuzzle's going to try and pull away from Martinez down the to be safe down the Camel straight. Rocky picks up a time penalty already. That's very early. Voting Web trying to get himself back up into a decent position. First of all, has to get past Zakis Beast, which he's attempted to do here into Lecom, but he can't pull the move off. There's a yellow flag. Rocky has spun it at the first part of the Lecom chicane, and that drops him to the back of the field. Martinez and Fuzzle are side by side. Martinez goes round the outside of Fuzzle. I think that was a pretty good move there. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see it. Teeks goes right the way onto the curb. Pushes Fuzzle wide. Fuzzle keeps his 12th place. But possibly picked up a warning there. Through what I don't feel to be any fault of his own. Oh, Zakis Beast has gone round. He's hit the wall. And he has just about kept that in the race. But we have a yellow flag, and that's a virtual safety car. So Jack Imac's lead is 1.2, 1.3 seconds here. I think it's a virtual safety car. Yeah, it is. People are starting to back off now. I just see yellow flag sectors 2 and 3. There we go. Virtual safety car. Confirmation of that, and I'm not just going insane. Is someone putting into the pits? Sneaky Lagger's pitting. He starts on the softs and he's into the pits on lap 2. That is a bold strategy call from him. And so is Voting Web and Zach is Beast. Voting Web out of position and getting rid of that 5-second time penalty that he received. That's a smart decision from him. And we go green again. Shakos has closed that gap down. Got a much better restart than Jack did. And so does Andy. And he's closing in on his teammate as well. Now that they got Sneaky Lagger out the way. Martinez gets himself ahead of Jay-Z here. But Jay-Z's going to fight it. But he has to back out. Martinez gets himself up into P9. From not the greatest of qualifiers, he's a bit of a slide into the hairpin. Fuzzle gets himself back ahead of Teeks. These two may be trading positions for a lot of the race. What are the gaps looking like? Anyone particularly close? Not really. Teeks, Teeks is going for it. On Fuzzle, through Puon. Goes down the inside. Fuzzle went a bit wide, I think. Fuzzle not letting him go very easily. Well, he has to stay behind for now. He's got more DRS than the Alfa Romeo driver. He might try to get past with DRS, potentially into turn 1. Not sure, we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be close with DRS. I think Shakos has a DRS. No, he doesn't. Shakos does not have DRS to Jack Imac. Is he gonna get it down towards Eau Rouge at the detection point? I don't think he will. So Shakos might be a bit defenseless against his teammate, who will have DRS. D10 posted the fastest lap of the race. I believe he'll have changed his front wing. No, he hasn't. He hasn't pitted, he's just pushing. Understandably, trying to get himself back up into sort of position that his pace deserves. Oh, it's a big scrap here. Teeks, Jay-Z and Fuzzle. Fuzzle to the inside. Can he get past both of them here? On the inside, look on, there's contact. Teeks and Fuzzle have made contact. Fuzzle's been spun around. Jay-Z gets ahead of Teeks. And Fuzzle down to P13. That is not what he'd be wanting for his race today. And Martinez is on the back of tech support. He's going to try and go for it on the inside into Puon. It's a bold move, but it's worked for him. Martinez gets himself ahead of tech support here on lap 4. Should might have a look at that incident between Fuzzle and Teeks. That was not the cleanest of incidents. Shakos will get the DRS this time around. So I'll have to see if he can close up to Jack and potentially even pass the Aston Martin. It's the fastest lap of the race from all three of them. Jack, then Shakos, and then Andy, a tiny bit faster than his teammate. Can Shakos gain enough to get a D10 and Fuzzle having a scrap at the final corner? But at the front, Shakos has the DRS, so does Andy. Although I don't think they're close enough to see any change in positions. Not interested in Power GT going for the move on tech support. To the outside before anywhere near a braking zone. Can you also get a Martinez here? Not quite. It's a lot quicker, but not quick enough. Fuzzle and D10 battling out even more. Shakos and Andy are closing in on Jack, but not quite enough to get past him. Power GT picks up a 3-second time penalty. Fuzzle and D10 still right next to each other. They're not giving each other any moment to breathe. Alright. Will Shackles get the DRS this time around? Yes, it's looking like he will. Alright. 7 10s. Yeah. Power GT has forgotten his setup. Oh dear. It's the closest. It's the closest we've seen that gap at the front all race so far. I mean, besides lap 1, of course. So, see, can Shakos challenge Jack this time around into Lecom? Most likely not, because he's again falling back on the run to Eau Rouge. Will Andy get past his teammate this time around? Also, most likely not. Well, he's looking quicker than he has. He's got the overspeed. Is Shakos gonna let him through? No, that Shakos is not moving out of the way for his teammate. So they're gonna stay head to toe. I say head to toe. I don't know. They're gonna stay right next to each other, right close to each other, for the time being. But I do think Andy does have a bit more pace. There's no team orders down at Ferrari. Teeks and Jay-Z having a little battle. Jay-Z ahead of Teeks. D10 and Fuzzle having their usual scrap. And now D10 is ahead of Fuzzle. Oh, he's got a yellow flag. Teeks has gone round and is out. Oh dear, that's very close to the track. And we have a safety car here early on. Ooh. That was very close to the track. I don't think that would have been any contact, but it might have been. I can't imagine a way that contact would put him into that position. Most likely he just lost the rear, I reckon. Right, Jack Imac comes into the pits, as does Shackles and Andy. Oh dear, I think Andy was closing a gap for a double stack there. Let's see, can Ferrari turn around a quick enough pit stop to see Andy staying ahead of Sweatback? Yes, they can. So, and what about Liam Bewalder? No, they can't. So, Andy has not got himself ahead. He's not managed to stay ahead of Liam Bewalder. And he's gone to the soft tyre. Wow. That will be interesting. So, Martinez now leads on the safety car from Jack Imac. And then Power GT, who hasn't stopped. So Shaka's going to want to clear the AlphaTauri as quickly as he can. And then Jay-Z behind him. And then Liam Bewalder and Andy. And Sweatback. El Plan, Sweatback, Tech Sports, Sneaky Lag, D10, Fuzzle, Hearts, Rocky, Voting Web, and Zach is Beast. All pitting. So only 3 drivers have stayed out. And that could be a mistake from them. But, yet again, we'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. Right. How many laps are we gonna have under the safety car? I think it was lap 6 where the safety car came out, so probably like lap 8 it will come in. End of lap 8. There's not really much to talk about on the safety car, which is why in Saudi we came up with the idea of just slating Ferrari. So I might just continue with that. Like they're called the clown show for a reason. because they are absolute clowns. I don't know what else to say. Ferrari bad. Ferrari bad. Funny. It's funny, guys. Ferrari bad because Ferrari bad. Because like they're Ferrari and they're bad. Do you see how funny I am? Because like Ferrari bad. Yeah. Comedic gold. Why did that send 8 times? Alright, hopefully we'll see the safety car in this lap. We like to see as much racing action as we can. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Like, is that a safety car coming in? Possibly. Not confirmed. Let's see. Do we have the safety car in this lap? I think most likely not. I think it's a bit late to come in this lap. No, safety car's coming in this lap. Okay. So we're seeing. So it's coming fairly early. So that will possibly benefit Jack and Shakos and that lot on new tyres, because that means their tyres still staying fairly new. So Martinez is in control at the restart, so he doesn't go too slowly. He does not appear to be going below the speed limit that we have set, so that is good. Gets the best exit he can. Well, he's going late. He's accelerating now. Martinez, power GT. And, okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how quickly they can clear that. Jay-Z with a mega send. He's hit power GT as well. And that's allowed Chakos to clear the one car between him and Jack Imac. But now, between him and Jack Imac, there's not a car. There's a massive gap. They're all very close. But here goes Jack Imac. It's not even a contest. Jack breezes through into the race lead. And Liam Walder and Andy. Here comes Andy. Can he get himself into that third place position? No, he can't. Liam Walder trying to fight Shakos, but he can't fight the car. There's someone gone round. That is Jay-Z. And Fazel's going slowly as well. I'm not sure if he's spun. Or Jay-Z goes very deep. I think Jay-Z's missing a front wing. Yes, he is. He's lost his front wing somewhere and all that as well. Possibly had a spin. Oh, swept back flame. It's gone around as well. Tech support lagging. Car's going wide. So mostly settled down for now. Liam Paul Walder and Andy. And he's trying to get himself past the McLaren. He has more pace than the McLaren. He's gonna want to get past as quickly as he can. Oh, it's a late attempt on the grass from Andy. And understandably, he can't get it stopped, as you very rarely can on the grass. Jack Hymack posts the fastest lap of the race, opening up an almost 2-second gap already to Martinez. Going for the strategy of bolting as quickly as he can. D10's gone round at the first corner. He doesn't appear to have any damage. Don't think he's hit anything. If he has hit something, it wasn't with his front. Jay-Z is in the pits to change that front wing. Hutz gets past Sneaky here. And Fuzzle also getting past Sneaky on the outside. And Fuzzle up into 9th place. Andy and Liam are trying to battle each other a bit, I think. But they both cleared Martinez. Tech support will be the next to attack Martinez. Rocky's losing positions like a stone. I don't think he's got an invite. There you go. I just realised that he probably doesn't have an invite. So hopefully he can join back now. And he's picked up a time penalty. And he's the first of the front runners to do so. That will be interesting how it pans out. Whether the other drivers will also get some, or if he'll be the only one. Fuzzle on the back of Hearts. Can he get himself past the Alpha Tauri, the sister team of his Red Bull? Fuzzle to the ins. I prefer not to speak about what just happened. Fuzzle to the inside. Gets himself past the Alpha Tauri driver. That was one of the worst voice cracks I've ever had. Die inside. So I didn't see it. Rocky said a message in chat, I just didn't see it because I'm not looking at that monitor. And he gets himself ahead of Liam Bewalder as tech support gets himself past Martinez. Martinez falling like a stone. Fuzzle getting past Power GT. Fuzzle's doing the opposite of falling like a stone. He's climbing the order like anything. Now just how long until he sets his sights on Martinez? Those soft tyres working very well for Fuzzle here. Most likely hoping that the rain comes nice and soon. Although it's not looking like it will. The sun is still out here. In Spa. The Belgian countryside. Power GT gets another time penalty. Is that his second of the race? It is. Power GT's now on 6 seconds. And he's on the back of his teammate. We should see them swap place before too long. Sneaky Lagger and Power GT and Hearts are all battling. Sneaky Lagger getting past both Alpha Tauris. And Hearts trying to get past his teammate. And going wide at Voting Web. Has he been forced wide there? Possibly he has. And he's dropped down a few positions. Sakis Beast gets himself ahead of Heart. Power GT's trying to get himself back ahead of Sneaky Lagger. But he can't quite do it. Voting Web getting past Hearts. Hearts has just lost so many positions. Hearts has dropped from like 8th down to 13th in the span of only a few corners. Voting Web trying to get past El Plan, but he can't make that work. Possibly under pressure from Hearts now. And he gets past Shakos. The two Ferrari drivers are swapping positions. Voting Web, can he get himself past El Plan? No, he can't, because El Plan's an absolute rocket ship. Zakis Beats had a look at Power GT, he can't get himself ahead. D10 gets himself past Sweatback Flame for 14th position. Voting Web can't make his way through the field. Zakis Beast is really wants to get past Power GT with those old medium tyres. Possibly, could it be trying to go all the way to the rain? Oh, Zakis Beast gets a 3-second time penalty there. Went just a tiny bit too wide. And now he's trying to get past Power GT, who positions his car very well. He's going to go to the inside, and that should be the move done for him. Power GT's not giving up without a fight, but ultimately, Zakis Beast does get himself ahead. Power GT actually goes into the back of the Alpine, and that invites El Plan to get the overlap on him, but he can't get it here. Is he going to try and get past the AlphaTauri into Blanchimont? Here goes Voting. He can't, because he's got to watch out for Voting Web, who has to back out. El Plan is being held up by Power GT here. Can he get past the AlphaTauri before it's too late? Voting Web dives to the inside. He should have got both of them there. That's a very nice double overtake from Voting Web into the final chicane. Well, it's all kicking off here in the midfield. El Plan dives from a long way back on Power GT. Power GT's not gonna let him go though, fighting him on the exit. They're gonna be side by side up a Rouge. El Plan backs out of it wisely, not wanting to end this race on lap 13. Now with the DRS, look at Power GT. Very slippery in a straight line, it's that AlphaTauri, but it's not slippery enough to get himself past Voting Web. Leon Bewolder got past Shakos while I was looking at all that. Not entirely sure when that was. Shakos possibly struggling with the harder compound a bit. And Fuzzer's now caught Martinez. I just want to watch this midfield battle. Zel Plan has now got himself ahead of Power GT. This time for good, I think, unless Power GT feels like a dive bomb into Puon. And now Hart is closing in on his teammate. Hart's trying to get past into the chicane. Can he go around the outside? He brakes later, but he goes a bit too wide. They're still going to stay side by side. Down to Stavolo. Power GT stays ahead for now. Can Hart chop in behind him? No, he cannot. Right, let's look at their front for once. Alright, Shakos still staying close to the back of Limberwalder. Limberwalder staying close to the back of Andy. And Andy not staying close to the back of Jack Imac. Alright, swept back. Can he get past D10? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Swept back slightly into the back of D10. Thankfully, no one seems to have too much damage. Here goes Fuzzle. This should be a nice, easy move down the straight. It should be a fairly simple DRS pass for Fuzzle here. And then, with power to the outside, Fuzzle up into 6th place. Alright, Hart gets himself past his teammate. I think Martinez tried to fight Fuzzle there, but he just couldn't do it. Fuzzle still has the better grip, despite his tires probably starting to go off now. Second to 4th could be a very interesting battle for the rest of the race. There's not like 5 wide like this midfield battle is though, so I'm not interested until something actually happens. We got 9 laps to go here. Once they no, 8 laps to go once they cross the line. Is this rain gonna come? I'm not sure, because it still appears to be sunny. But it's not clouding over. If the rain's coming, it's coming late. We can't check a weather forecast or anything like that either, because of the nature of this game. So we're just in the dark. Kind of just guessing when the rain comes. Oh, here goes Liam Warder on the outside of Andy. Liam takes 2nd place away from the Ferrari drivers. And being knocked out in Q2, Liam has had a very good race so far. Here goes El Plan and Voting Web side by side. There's a bit of contact. Alplan keeps it going in a straight line though. And Voting Web is ahead of the Williams driver. Unless Alplan really wants to fight him, but that probably wouldn't be the wisest decision. Especially considering his 3-second time penalty. Fuzzle's not pulling away particularly from Martinez. Possibly those soft tyres are starting to go off now. Sweatback Flame gets past Power GT. Power GT's really dropped like a stone here. I don't know if he's trying to go for the rain, or whether he's trying to go for a safety car. Speaking of the rain though, it is starting to cloud over towards the back end of the track. It's a bit overcast down there. It is actually really starting to cloud over actually. Rocky has disconnected again. There we go. It's really starting to cloud over here. The rain is on its way. Liam Walder trying to get back ahead of Andy, which he will probably do before too long. He's got such a better exit than him. Down Rajon and down the Kemmel straight. And here comes Shakos. Shakos going to try and get both of them here. Indeed he does, to the outside. Can't get himself ahead though. So Liam Bowalder is now into second place. Possibly for good this time. Or possibly not. So Alplan gets ahead of Voting Web. It is really starting to cloud over. The rain will be on its way. And who can adapt to the changing conditions best will be who comes out on top here. And it's about the point where these soft runners will be starting to lose performance. Is about the point when the rain's about to come. So I think those who have gone onto another set of softs, or just a set of softs in general, have got it absolutely right here. And Martinez in P7, after dropping like a stone like that, has also seemed to come off better than most. Stupid things come back up. Go away. Thank you. Right. Shackle's going to try and get past Liam Bowalder. He'd be unwise to do it at the final chicane. Indeed he doesn't. The rain could be beginning to fall before incredibly long. Okay, we don't have any rain yet. But it's looking like it might be about to fall. There's a yellow flag. Power GT has got a puncture. His tyre's given way. He's been on that compound for 15 laps. And his tyre has given out. So that's a sign for anyone else going long, though no one has gone long on the mediums other than him, that it may be time, maybe it's not worth it. He's had a blowout and he's being forced into the pits, and that is really not going to suit what he was trying to do. He's really just got to hope for a safety car now. I can't see any other result panning out for him. Fazal and Martinez are still right next to each other on the track. Power GT's gone for the intermediates. That is bold. He's gonna hope, I'm guessing, that the rain will begin to fall for too long, and that it will that pitting onto the intermediates will counter out the deficit that it would get from staying out on the from making another pit stop. That is a bold tyre choice from Power GT. Martinez is in. Most likely. Oh, the rain is beginning to fall now. Our driver's going to start going for the intermediate tyres. Martinez is the first out of the front runners in. Indeed he is. He's taking the intermediates. It's Alpine going onto the green compound of tyre. He's the first to gamble on it that hasn't been forced into the pits. And we may start seeing some of the front runners also following suit, but some may try to risk it on slicks. Our plan gets himself ahead of Zacchus Beast, and so does Voting Web. Zacchus Beast's softs really starting to fall off, as have Andy's softs. So it's really time to change off the soft tyres. Fuzzle also struggling on his tyres. And Jay-Z is also into the pit for the intermediate compound for the soft runner. So Andy, Fuzzle and Zacchus Beast, I think they need to pit now. Get off those soft tyres before everyone undercuts them. Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what does Jack Imac do. Because really, everyone else will be basing what they do off him. And he doesn't, like, he can't work out what everyone else does. He has to do it off what he's doing. He needs to decide for himself. And he chooses to stay out. And so does Shakos and Liam Bewolder. But Andy is indeed into the pits, as is tech support. And most likely Fuzzle as well. Fuzzle is in. Sneaky Lag is in. It really does look like intermediate conditions now. I think Jack's made a big mistake. We could see Andy retaking the lead of the race. Because it really does look like Inter's conditions right now. Let's see how much is Jack struggling. How much will Jack struggle in these conditions? Is it worth pitting now, or is it worth risking it on the old slicks? DRS disabled. That says a lot. Usually on this game, DRS gets disabled at around the point when it's time to swap to Inters. That is very much a wet track. The slicks are not the right tyre right now, but are there enough laps left for it to be worth coming into the pits? At the rate Andy's closing, it probably is worth it. So, someone's going to risk it out. One of the top three. The top three are the only drivers to have not pit yet on the intermediate tyres. Is one of them going to risk the end of the race on the slicks? Because they're multiple seconds a lap slower than the intermediate runners. But is there enough time? It's going to be close. Is the rain going to increase as well? I do not have this information. The drivers have it, but personally, I do not. It'll be interesting what they do. Jack Imac is into the pits, and Shakos are trying to follow suit. They're all in, but can they actually make it there? Liam Bewolder with a big slide, trying to come into the pits. Andy is going to take the race lead, and tech support is going to be on for P2, and we could even see Martinez bagging himself a podium, which quite frankly would be incredible. Andy takes the lead of the race, but not by much. Wait, does he? No. He's side by side with Jack. It is not much at all. It's very close between the two of them, and Andy has that 3-second time penalty. Jack's gone straight on a ride, and he's got a 3-second time penalty too. As things stand, tech support is in the net race lead. They need to pull out a second to the Alfa Romeo driver if either of them wants race victory here. I don't know if tech support has ever won a single race in XLR or EULR. If he hasn't, then this will be incredible. Andy and Jack are right on the back of each other, but they can't fight too much, or they'll both lose this win. If they fight too much, neither of them will win. And Jack's tyres are fresh, and Andy's... Wait. Ignore what I'm saying. They're all fresh, just Andy have been on them for a lap longer. Oh, audio is awful. This is gonna be close. Tech support is staying within that roughly 2-second window. Tech support could be our race winner today. And especially if Andy and Jack trip over each other, tech support is going to be hoping they keep battling, because that will just play into his advantage. Jack on the back of Andy. It's a very close race here. It could go to any of the three of them. Tech support starting to drop back a bit onto the penultimate lap of the race. 2 to go. Is it gonna be Jack? Is it gonna be Andy? Is it gonna be Jack? Or is it gonna be tech support? Oh, there's contact! Oh no! I can't believe it. Jack Imac had made contact and spun Andy out, and tech support takes the race lead. Oh wow. He's not just gonna win it on time penalties, he's winning it on track right now. I can't believe Andy's gonna be so gutted. He's done nothing. He's not set a foot wrong all race, but Jack set a foot wrong for him. And now that's all but given the win away to tech support here. Jack's faster, but he has that 3-second time penalty. Tech support's gonna hope he doesn't suffer the same fate as Andy. Jack Imac on the back of him. He's harrying the Alfa Romeo, trying to force him into a mistake here. Tech support just need to stay composed and not lose 3 seconds in one lap. And Andy and Sneaky Lag are battling, and Sneaky Lag has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to invite Fuzzle. We'll probably get past. We'll probably finish ahead of them both here. Here it goes past Andy. He might even have a go at Sneaky as well. But also Sneaky has that time penalty. Tech support is only half a second behind Jack, going on to the final lap. But he needs to be wary of Shakos. Shakos is only 8 tenths behind him. So tech support will need to be careful to not lose too much to Jack, but also defend for his life from Shakos behind. The German in the Ferrari is absolutely rapid if he hooks up a lap correctly, and tech support needs to hope that he just doesn't. But he's gaining so much down the Camel Straight. Is he going to go for it into Le Com? He's a bit too far back. But if he keeps up this pace, he will probably get ahead before the end of the lap. Tech support will need to place his car absolutely perfectly if he wants to claim race victory here today. Fuzzle picks up 3-second time penalty. That will cost him a potential P6 position, but it should mean he just stays in P7. He shouldn't lose out any positions. Shakos is drop back from tech support here. It's now down, the gap's now 5 tenths, half a second. Tech support is gonna be just wanting to get it stopped through these corners, not wanting to even give a chance for Shakos to get an overtake into the bus stop chicane. He's gonna make sure to keep it within the white lines. Penalty now would completely screw his race over. And tech support, I think Shakos is gaining. Is he gaining enough? He's gaining. Is he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Can tech support hold him off? Shakos go to the outside. Tech support places his car absolutely perfectly. Keeps it on the track. Shakos goes off at the chicane. Jack Imac wins it on track. Oh, he's got the gap. I can't believe it. They spent so much battling. Jack Imac has pulled out the gap in the final lap. Oh, this drama at the end of the race. So many twists and turns, and it resulted in Jack Imac, against all the odds, victorious here. I can't process what's just happened in the last 3 laps. So Jack and Andy made contact. But wait, Jack's won on track. but there may still be a penalty coming his way for that incident with Andy. Oh, I can't process what's just happened on my screen. Oh, I can't. There's so many things that happened, and I don't really know what any of them were. Oh. Oh, I can't. I can't. I just can't process what's just happened on my screen. Jack Imac is victorious on track, but is most likely going to go to the steward's room. Tech support taking P2 on the road by only 0.2 of a second, losing out to Jack Imac there, and then Shakos from pole position, not quite able to pass the Alfa Romeo driver on the final lap. Liam Bewalder didn't make the change to the second set of slicks, and neither did Martinez. And Sneaky Lagger and Fuzzle had a very late battle. From El Plan, Andy led most of the race until contact with Jack. And Voting Web had a very unlucky race. Blackest Beast, D10, Sweatback Flame, Hearts, Jay-Z, Power GT, and Rocky. Then Teeks not finishing. I gotta say, even if he didn't win on track, that driver of the day has got to go to tech support. Oh, I know commentators aren't meant to have favourites, but I really hoped he'd win that. I would have been so happy for him. But that's just the way things go. Right, that was quite the race. Thank you for everyone for watching the stream. It was quite the race, like I said. There's no calendared racing next week, but I believe there will be a league-wide event of some form during our season break. So I believe it will be the same times as the normal races. So we'll catch you then.